Let's start with the basics. How extensive are North Korea's nuclear programs?
Well, we don't know for sure. North Korea does an excellent job of hiding these things. It has over 10,000 underground facilities around the country, but we think the number of facilities probably in the range of about 100 facilities we'd have to specifically pay attention to.
So how difficult would it be to go about denuclearizing and verifying the process? And what steps should be taken in order to guarantee that this actually happens?
Well, many of these facilities, actually, we don't even know for sure where they are at this stage. We've not gotten a full declaration from North Korea. That's a first step in denuclearization. They have to tell us what they've been doing, where they've been doing it, and how much. That hasn't happened. It doesn't even seem to be scheduled yet. Then, once we know where we're supposed to be checking, we then have to verify that against where we think we should be checking to make sure that they aren't trying to have us avoid places so they can retain capabilities. And then we're going to need hundreds and hundreds of inspectors to go into North Korea to all these locations. It's a very daunting task.
So how far did the process go under the last six-party talks before the IAEA was kicked out in 2009? And can you hit the reset button and resume from there?
Well, there was some monitoring of the Yongbyon facility, the main nuclear facility of North Korea, a few other things. We're talking about a much more extensive system now. North Korea has always learned from its experiences. It learned that we were able to monitor certain activities there. It has undoubtedly dispersed many of those activities to make it more difficult this time. And North Korea has a tremendous history of cheating on all of its agreements. That will make it all very hard.
Well, exactly. It sounds very hard. And the fact that it's very hard doesn't mean it isn't worth trying to do. But I don't understand exactly how this would work. Suppose we had the list tomorrow. As you said, the first thing is list where your facilities are. And we have an idea of where some things are. How do we know that those are all the facilities? How would we ever know that?
The answer there is very difficult. We have some idea of where we think facilities are. And so what we would do is check that against their list, and where there aren't things on our list that are not on theirs, we would want to do challenge inspections, go out to those locations and check them out. Then when we go to locations that are on their list, we're going to want to talk with people and verify how they're getting material, where it's coming from, and try to identify alternative locations that have not yet been identified. So all of this is a very complicated process.
So I want to read you something from the Los Angeles Times for just over a week ago. David S. Cloud wrote, "Not enough nuclear experts may exist to visit the hundreds of buildings, track down the voluminous records, and conduct the comprehensive inspections required to verify compliance. Nothing approaching such a sweeping agreement with a closed police state like North Korea has ever been attempted in the history of nuclear disarmament." This is pretty sobering. Do we have enough nuclear inspectors in the world to do the job?
The answer is fully trained and prepared, no. But think about it more generally. These people don't speak Korean, our inspectors. We've got to send them out with people who speak Korean. Our problem is South Koreans who speak Korean speak with many American terms brought into their language. The North Koreans don't use American terms. And so the scientific language is even different between North and South Korea.
You are completely right. I speak Korean, of course, South Korean. It's very, very difficult to understand what North Koreans are speaking. Many more military terms, I think, used in North Korean. But let's talk a little bit about what happens after you dismantle, say, nuclear warheads. How do you ensure that North Korea doesn't go about and just continues to enrich more material?
There you've got to find all of their enrichment facilities and disable them. The problem, of course, is they've dispersed some of that capability. We don't know at this stage where they all are. If their declaration is not complete, which would be the historical precedent, then we face a problem in trying to find all of those. They may well keep some weapons that are hidden, some uranium enrichment capability which is hidden. That's all got to get sorted out, and they will try to prevent us from doing that.